Hello guys, so today we're gonna be talking about the recent situation updates on the COVID cases. In Japan, as of now, there have been more than 35,000 cases in Japan, it, which rises to an all-time high, I would say, from the first time it gets COVID in this fifth wave, which is quite a serious problem actually. And I think the government have extended the state of emergency towards September 12th, if I'm not wrong, in which they add three more states to be on the state of emergency. Now, one of the things that is quite concerning is that the numbers have spiked so high that it's scary. And with 3 more days before the Paralympics open, two of the Olympic athletes got COVID in the village, Olympic village, Paralympic village, I say Paralympic village. And this is quite a mess, I would say, currently. with because the difference between the Olympic and the Paralympic is that when the Olympic starts, it's still like around the lower, the quiz is still low. And now when the Paralympics is about to start, the quizzes are just reaching all-time high of 25,000 cases, which is quite some scary, I would say, scary situation currently. But in my opinion, the reason why the COVID cases might be rising so quickly is because the Japanese people don't really abide by those rules. They would just break it because, of course, when it's almost like this, I think the reason why they would break it, uh, a lot of reasons, but one of the reasons might be frustration towards the government. When Well, one of the reasons why they are frustrated maybe might be because of the Olympic that has been run, but then it wasn't because of the Olympic that they really get angry and just break those rules without caring. And the real reason why it was being break it was because might be it was possibilities because for me, in my opinion, the difference between the fourth state of emergency and the fifth state of emergency is so close that the downtime or the cooling time is, I would say, is the reason why people are getting angry. Instead of just the fourth of state of emergency ending, they could just extended it more and more. But instead they stop it. They let the hopes up. They makes people hopes up. Maybe it can last for at least 1-2 months, but instead within few weeks, 1-2 weeks, suddenly it starts again. It causes anger. I'd say anger and frustration, which I think we all would understand if that happened in our own country, when you know they could just extended it and at least stabilize it before it opens, but instead they just open it up and then directly close it again when it's rises again and before Olympic starts. And that might be the reason why Japanese people would just break the rule and not follow them. And of course, this is such a problem now because when the COVID cases spike that high and only 50% of the population in Japan have been vaccinated for at least one shot, or there's some, at least one shot, which means that the concern right now comes within how long is the vaccination gonna go, and then when is how can this, because this issue is currently a big problem actually. When we talk about state emergency in Japan, it's not actually a lockdown, I would say. It's just a I would say, to explain it, basically it's just you just state the name, like you just put up the name like state of emergency, and then people can still go out and eat like that. Dining in still possible. However, the business side, they would be only getting fines because they don't follow this rule. But then, is this working now? I don't think so. But how do I explain? All right. So to be honest, it's almost like this. If let's just say, I'll use this analogy as an example. A prisoner just, let's say, just do something bad, like a fight, and then he was being put in solitary confinement. Of course, there's a reason. But then he got out, and then suddenly 2 days later, he just got in again. But this times with no reason at all. And that's the similar thing about Japan situation on state of emergency. They just got out and then they got in again. And the reason they got in was no reason actually. Actually, wasn't really clear. Actually, a lot of these reasons that Japan have been giving is really I don't understand at all. Like let's just say the thing is that letting students allowing visas of for like say student special exception like people who will just stay there for a long time, not just travel but to just stay there to just study work like that. They are not a lot, and I don't. To be honest, that's the things that I don't really understand. But then on the flip side, I would also understand the reason why they don't want to let these people in now compared to before. And now it's like the vaccine. I've heard that it has been gone, like finished, and they say they will bring it in again in September. But it's still, I would say, it's still somewhat. I don't. Yeah, they will go in and then you will get vaccinated. The problem is that if they do it per month like this, it's people want to get vaccinated. And in Japanese people, and all a lot of Japanese people are aging. They're not like the young 30, 20, 40 years old anymore. They are already aging. People got aging population, which is a big concern, especially when because they, of course, older generation they would just go out, they would just stay at home, take a break, and then the younger generation is on the other hand, because they don't have any restriction, no restriction, no nothing, so they can just go out. Let's just say during summer holiday, especially, it's holiday. They should go out and just go to the beach and play, and then come home. Let's just say at the beach, lots of people getting COVID, but they don't know yet. The younger generation, let's just say one of them got COVID, go home, bring it towards older generation, and they would get it. And that's the reason why the cases have been so high, I would say, and the deaths have been high. And this also have been the reason why I would say that I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not, but the government is failing on doing on satisfying these Japanese people that have like it's not satisfying, but I'd say they have failed to maintain the stability of the COVID to be at the low, which is the reason also why they have been fighting it for, and it doesn't work on the state of the thing is that the fourth state of emergency have been working and the fifth one doesn't work, and but the thing is something must have gone wrong on the fifth state of emergency that the first to fourth state of emergency has not been gone wrong. And the thing is that the reason is various, but one might be because they are angry, frustrated that it just ended and start so quickly, which is the reason why they might be breaking it. And yeah, I would say if they have been starting it a little bit later, who knows? Like things might be going on a different path, or even if they extend the fourth state of emergency longer enough for the COVID to stabilize, it will be enough. But now things have gone out of hand, and the Paralympics starting in 3 days. What would they do? That's the thing. Another thing that I'm gonna be talking about is the fact that such high cases of COVID in Japan will result in hospital beds full, ICU full. In the US, also there's one state have getting full. ICU beds have been full in Alabama. I think so. In Japan, according to the Tokyo metropolitan data, let's say 16 6 when one day let's say in Japan Tokyo let's say getting 2,000 cases per day as I say. I don't know now how much I haven't checked. If there is 2,000 cases and then 2,000 cases that have been worsening, they wouldn't really accept. They would only accept 600. The rest 1,400 they would not accept because they have been, of course, hospital beds are full, but their condition are worsening, and it's scary now. I mean, I would say that before it was still like low 1,900, 800. Now it has become ICU bed full. People are not getting their checkups. Oh no, people are not getting meds, which is problem. And then more serious problem is that how about people who just like I say having car crash and like injured or say, cancer or anything that they wouldn't get the hospital beds also. And this is another concerning part is that in such a high number of COVID cases and hospital beds full, people will have to isolate on their own home and will be have to be self-sustained on the problems. I would say another things that the government or the mayor of some states have already been calling out to the government that this is not working. This isn't really working. Then they want to do a state of the true lockdown, let's say, and the government haven't answered. But the thing is that a lot of these situations have become a joke or an error that have been made. Error that have been seen small before by the Japanese government suddenly become big. And this error is the reason why we are having such a hard time controlling with these COVID cases because people don't care, don't necessarily have any care left towards these COVID cases in Japan, especially when they just go out and have fun. Like when the fourth state of emergency happened, it just people would still follow because it's still like the cooldown time between the third and the fourth is a little bit longer. I would say it's long. So at least they understand the reason why the fourth state of emergency occur. But when the fifth state of emergency occur, the case is still low, even though it's rising a little bit, but still low. And there is no real reason why it happened, and it just happened, which makes them frustrated. I don't know if this is true or not. I might be talking out of my ass, but then if it's true that it just when the Olympic haven't happened, I might say I might be talking wrong, but to be honest, I would say the government have made a big mistake on this part, and to counter that, I don't know what to do to it. If I were the government, I don't know what to do to be honest. Like the thing that they could do is postponing the Paralympic towards the September at least or October, and try to contain this virus while also try to sort out this immigration because everything that Japan's do right now is in a mess. Nothing is right, I would say, and this is a big headache for them, a big homework for them now. The thing is, if they like, for me, am I against it? Of course, I'm against it, the Olympic, because the situation is just not true. It's not right. I think it's still a big problem, but then like everything is in mess from start to the end. Like the I would say the from immigration, the COVID cases, and way they handle the state of emergency and all of that have been in, like, is something that's unimaginably worse. And to top it off, now the hospital beds are full, and I don't want to say this, and I still feel like, if any Japanese people watching this, I'm sorry, but I would have to say it because it's it might be a fact in the future that you want to avoid, but might be unavoidable. Japan might become the next India, the next Indonesia, the next US when they are in crisis. And this is might be wrong, but hopefully it's wrong. Hopefully I would say hopefully it's wrong, because if it's wrong, then I would be really really glad that it's wrong and they could be safe. But with the things that have been happening lately, I would say that the government have made the Finnish people snap. I would say they have snapped. They have been angered by this. Lots of things that they have been doing wrong, and that's where it. I would see that it's both the Japanese government fault and the people's fault. I would say Japanese people fault. The thing that Japanese government have been at fault is every single thing that the Japanese people have the rights to be angry of. Olympic, immigration, and even foreign people. Olympic, immigration. What's more? The COVID handling, and then the state of emergency handling. Those four itself, it's already such a big issue, and it's step on the wrong thing, step on the wrong foot, I'd say. And then more of the, like, government doing lots of nonsense, and stepping down. A lot of reasons, I'd say. Now they have messed up, and then the people's fault is that they knew that this could the rise of COVID cases could happen again, but they could not really, they still don't follow it, and that's I think that's their fault, even though they might have some right of not following it, but for health and safety reason they should follow it, but they don't, and that's their fault. For the government, a lot of things that they have messed up, they have angered them, the people, and they have, I would say it's both parties fault, and they should both reconciliate and try to do things. And especially this Paralympics, I don't think it's right to hold it in 3 days, I'd say. Not because, like, I will not say that I really wish it could happen in a much better situation than now, because if you do it now, I would say one of the things is that it's disrespectful towards this Paralympics, because it almost feels like they don't care about this event. Like, when the situation is in the worst situation ever, for me, if I were the athletes, I would rather it happen next year, just to be sure to be safe and to be watched, I would say, because currently in a lot of places also have been in crisis. And do you think when the country situation is in this turmoil, people would really care on watching this Paralympic, or will they care more about how they would keep their own health safe? Like I would not like this. I don't want to disrespect these Paralympians athletes, but I would say that it's quite disrespectful to just hold it during these troubling times. I'd say it's better to hold it when things have calmed down, when they could accept immigration, could accept these people staying long term, like for students, for cricket, then they could at least hold it like that, rather than holding now and in this turmoil, and then people getting COVID again. And I don't know, like, I really wish Olympic could be hold it again. We would just almost, like, hold it again, like in the like because I would say Olympics itself it's good, but it's quite a mess up situation we're in. I hope and wish we could retry again the Olympic and with spectators and with things have calmed down a little bit, because now I don't think Japanese people especially they I don't know if they want to hold it now in this situation. But I think that's it for now, guys. Hopefully you guys like this video, subscribe and enjoy, and share this video for our future videos. And maybe share our opinion, especially when I don't want to be let's just say like I don't want to step on the other people wrong foot when they're in this situation, and I hope that Japan would be better at handling these cases now. But hopefully you guys like this video, subscribe and enjoy, and stay safe everyone. See you. Bye bye.